And I know a lot of listeners are thinking, how can I, because I know that also my direct clients are asking, I've got this content site. Should I be building out a YouTube channel? They may not be earning a bulk amount of money with their site that they just bought because it's not one of the big sites, but they're thinking about how can I make my content better, my written content better, and embed videos into my pages and build out a YouTube channel as well. And you've done that beautifully. You've got videos all through your content. I guess I want to ask about the strategy, and we don't have to get heavy deep into the tactics of what you've done to scale your YouTube following and scale your audience on YouTube. But what are some of the things that people can do that already have, say, content sites or any type of website that want to build out a YouTube channel without having a massive amount of money?
Totally. And really there's like two things you need to think of before even going into the world of YouTube. Number one, is your world, does it make sense to make videos? So YouTube is a search engine, but YouTube's really cool because it's also kind of this weird social network, right? Because it's the suggested videos and people just waste time and fiddle off on there. But a lot of people will actually default to YouTube for the search engine. So I've got two houses, like a winter home and a summer home. Came back up to the summer home. One of the toilets, some valve wasn't working and it was kind of leaking. So what did I do? I instantly went to YouTube and I typed in the actual mechanism. I read the label off the top and it was like how to repair a blank toilet. The first video that came up showed me exactly how to disassemble it, how to put it in. It showed me the exact seal. It told me the exact seal number I needed to buy. It was an
Wow.
Amazon affiliate link. I clicked, it was there in 3 days. And that's happened. I fixed my sister's dryer like that. Like, so there's this, okay, so what I'm actually getting at, the theory behind the example is, is what you're doing, does what you're doing lend itself to video? So I'm teaching digital marketing. And it's really easy for someone to follow along on my screen while I'm setting up a Facebook ads campaign, for example, saying,
Mm.
okay, click here, enter this here, now duplicate, this is how you duplicate it. Okay, now copy over your post ID like this. To write that out in a blog post, it's possible, but man, it's just arduous to go from a blog post in that crocheting.
And the
I'm learning
consumer's going to get lost as well, right?
they're going to get lost.
Yeah.
They're going to get distracted. They're going to get bored. I'm learning chess right now because we're kind of locked, our world's locked down. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with my time? Chess. Like, I'm not going to read a book on how to learn chess. I'm watching YouTube videos on it because it's
Exactly.
very visual and he explains why he moved that. And he's playing live games and explaining. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's definitely what I've been doing wrong. So some niches, some worlds, some things lend themselves. Crocheting, quilting. If you're going to teach people quilt patterns, like, do they want to read a PDF or they want to watch a video? So think about that first. And then second, obviously, is in your DNA. Like, are you a video person? Some people are just terrified with public speaking and terrified being on camera. And you don't have to go there in order to create it. There are ways to create shot lists, to create scripts, and to hire and outsource people to make videos for you. Video can absolutely support like a greater SEO scheme, but it's not required. I do think there's been some cool data, like 70% increase year over year on the amount of searches on YouTube. And right now, with the world being kind of locked down from some of the stuff that's going on YouTube, they've actually just notified they're lowering their starting point for definition. I think they're dropping from 1080p at the highest to 720p because the bandwidth on YouTube is absolutely going through the roof
For
right now.
sure.
So behavior is going in that direction. We are watching more video with 5G potentially getting rolled out. We're just going to have that much more bandwidth, and we're going to be more and more used to watching videos on our phones. So it's like, does it fit with your business model? And if so, can explainer videos help your people solve the problem they have before needing what you have? Can the videos help people use the products you sell better to make them want more of them? Can videos help you create more cross sells because now that they understand your battery powered lawnmower website and you actually have a battery powered weed whacker that uses the same batteries, and can you meet them where they're at to teach them how to use the lawnmower they just bought from your drop shipping site, and also remind them that they can use that same battery in your weed whacker and now you get a hedge trimmer or whatever that is. So it's thinking about it logically within what are your audience's needs, where are they in their world, and then does it fit your business model? And if you're not the person to be that personality, you can always outsource it with scripts and whatnot. But I have found, and you maybe feel this too, at first it's nerve-wracking, it's a little awkward, you're like, okay, I'm on camera, this is kind of weird. And then something happens and you get some feedback and you get in the flow and you put out a video you're proud of and it doesn't do very well. And then the one you're not proud of spikes and you're like, God, why did that? But it becomes addictive is what I'm getting at. And at some point you're like, I have to create for my people. And that's really the sweet spot to get to. Surfing, you're obviously a surfer. Surfing is an extremely difficult sport to learn. It's probably one of the most difficult sports, in my personal opinion, to learn. Maybe the winged flying suits would be one I'd put above it. But compared to like snowboarding and skateboarding, like surfing's ridiculous. Like it's in motion, you're not at static. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
So it just takes the learning curve. You got to get through the learning curve. Everything has a learning curve. And when you do YouTube, there's actually like 3 learning curves. There's number 1, there's the topic matter. If you're in the battery powered lawnmowers, you need to know about battery powered lawnmowers. Okay. So there's the topic. Number 2 is how to create a video that's going to connect with people, right? The art of crafting videos is learning curve number 2. And number 3 is like YouTube. How does the search work? How do I do titles? How do I do tags? How do I optimize? How do I optimize for search? How do I optimize for the suggestion? And just kind of honoring that you're embarking in 3 separate learning curves. You're trying to learn chess, surfing, and skydiving all the same, quilting all the same time. And it's just going to take you time. And so many people just give up when they're in the small phase. On my channel, at the end of month 4, I had done 120 videos in 120 days. I think I had like 450 subscribers. And there were people coming in like, oh, you're just proving this stuff doesn't work. And I had the experience with my wife's website before. Her site's reached 40 million people. We get 8 million visits per year to her website at this point. No vanity metrics. It's difficult to tell how absolutely insanely successful her website is. Unlike Instagram or YouTube, we can see the numbers in plain sight. But I had seen how compounding works. It's the same with the stock markets. It's the same with investments. It's the same with your organic traffic. And today I've got 597 videos, most of which are bringing me new views each and every day. And I'm getting hundreds and thousands of people coming to my stuff from all the effort I did over the last 3.5 years. And it was awkward and challenging to get going, but boy, once you get momentum on it, it becomes fun. It's a whole different world.